I created a character in Jeep Show called the War Correspondent because when you're writing fiction, it's good to have a character who will explain everything to the other characters so that you can tell your readers things you want them to know without having to tell the readers yourself. So I created a war correspondent, and our hero, Jim Tanzer, meets the war correspondent in Bastogne, and the war correspondent explains the defense of Bastogne. When I finished the book, I didn't know what to do for an epilogue, so I had the war correspondent write a column for his newspaper, which, by the way, in the story, the editor never ran because he didn't want a column from a war correspondent. But I had the war correspondent write a column for the newspaper looking back on the war in 1946. And I just want to read you one section, and I think we gave each of you a copy of this. My voice will catch when I'm reading some of this. I just find it moving. Makes me think about my dad and think about, all the men and young men. So the war correspondent has written this long column. Then he says, my last words have to be about our boys who went to war on the ground. They were in a completely different army than the armies of the other belligerents. Germany's was an army of professionals up until late into their war. The Red Army was filled out by peasants and factory workers with guns at their backs. The British Army reflected that nation's traditional class distinctions. The Japanese Army was its own feudal society, emphasizing loyalty to superiors and a strong sense of honor and self-sacrifice. By 1944, all four of these armies were wasting assets. But America's army was increasing in size and power as the war neared its end.